and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today I wanted to cover such a highly requested topic of how to manifest friendships, but more importantly, how to manifest high vibe friendships or people who are in alignment, your soul sisters, your spiritual queens, your tribe. You know, how do you cultivate better relationships and manifest them into your life? And this has been a really important journey for me over the last 4 years as I have done that myself and continued to attract people in alignment to my work, who I work with, in my surroundings, in my friendship groups. You know, this has been such an important topic for me to do in order to create the life that I want, and friendships was definitely something that I was lacking before, or true authentic relationships that really nurtured me and supported me. I never really had those friendships that were authentic, where I wasn't being used, or I wasn't like just being, you know, like artificial friendships is what I want to say here, of they like, you think you're friends, but really there's no like depth to it. Like when push comes to shove, they're not there. They're like, you see who your true friends are. And definitely going through my depression and going through my spiritual awakening was a big pivotal point in my life where I saw hands down of, this is not how I want to live my life. This is not the type of people I want around me anymore. And although I don't think my old friends were like terrible people, definitely not. It just was a negative environment of gossipiness, bitchiness, and like as soon as I walked away, that was revealed to me massively. And it was a really difficult time of my life because all these people I thought were my friends stabbed me in the back and like literally turned on me, literally. And like it really showed me how much fakeness was in my life altogether, all overall, literally, and how I had been faking it as well. So this was my spiritual awakening. And when I went through my spiritual awakening and realized that the people I thought were my sisters, soul sisters, were really not that at all. Like they weren't there, like they literally didn't care. And you just think, I've been keeping these people in my life. I just thought, you know, something's got to give here. And when obviously this bitchy behavior came out, and you know, when I started to distance myself and walk away, and their true colors sort of shone through, and then I was the bad guy for having boundaries and just peacefully walking away, I was like, what the hell? Like, what? How can someone ever have a go at someone for that? And that's how you know when something's toxic, when something's negative, and ideally when people are using you, because when you're taking away what they're using, if you were like a normal happy person, would you really care? If someone was walking away, you would be like, come on, like let's talk, like are you okay, like what have I done wrong, let's communicate, not go on the defense of like you're a terrible person, blah, blah, blah. Like, so that's how you can tell what's really a true nurturing relationship and what's maybe not a true authentic friendship. So when I went through my spiritual awakening 4 years ago, it was a lonely journey, massively lonely. I had to clear basically everything out of my life, and that included my relationship at that time, my friendships. I literally had my parents, my family, that was it. And I had a few friends online, definitely, and I kind of had started commenting in like spiritual groups and stuff. So I had some like online spiritual friends, definitely. And this is what I always suggest to people is, if you are relating to my position how I was, then get yourself online. I know it's not always the answer. You want those in-person relationships, of course, but it starts off the momentum here. It starts off how you can build and attract those friendships to you. And to me, even those people who I'd never met were so life-changing for me in those early days of like holding me accountable, having my back, supporting me. And I'd never even met these people, and like their support was like nothing I'd ever had before. And that's something which I really identified that I wanted in my friendships, of actually being supported, of when there is a crisis in your life, having people to rely on, having people to listen, having people to actually say it's going to be okay, let's work through this, not people just be like, oh, I'm not bothered, like, but they expect you to listen to their stuff. So definitely having even just an online friendships was so important for me in that time. And then I really got clear, and, you know, as I was working to like manifest a dream man and manifest everything in my life, you know, I was revamping who I was as a person, and realized that, you know, I had equally contributed to that bitchiness, to that gossipiness. Like, it's not just always one-sided, definitely not. And that I had surrounded myself with that and thought that was normal, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to have friends who talk about people. I didn't want to be that person anymore. So not only was I transforming and changing how I wanted to be and how I interacted with people in the world, you know, I made those conscious decisions. So that's where you first got to start, is by saying, you know, what things do I not like in my friendship groups? Do I do those things myself? And if I do, I need to stop that straight away. So for me, it was the gossipiness, the bitchiness, the people talking, all of this. Like, that's what had to stop for me first of all. And again, it was working on myself. And not only was I doing that for the dream guy and everything else in my life, like all of this so nicely like tied into each other. So what I ended up doing was writing a dream friend list. So a bit like a dream partner list, dream man list, whatever you want to call it. I did a dream friend list, which was talking about all the qualities that I wanted in friends. So I wanted spiritual, like-minded friends, positive friends, uplifting friends, people I could like rely on, support them, and have them equally support me, and have those strong, nurtured relationships where there's no unhealthy competition. Nobody was using me for my platforms or who I was or what I did, because obviously I had my previous business before this. So I wanted people who saw me for me, who loved me for me, and wanted to be my friend because of me, and could actually give the love and support that I so freely gave to others. So these are the key things that I identified. So it's really important to identify that with yourself, of, you know, what key things do I definitely don't want, and then write all the positive things down. So exactly like a dream partner list, I wrote my dream friend list, and then I thought, right, what can I do to go and meet these people? That's the next step of your inspired action, of how to go and meet these people. So ultimately, you need to become this list. So although it is inspired action, you also need to become your dream friend list. So I looked at all the qualities on my dream friend list and thought, do I preach all of this? Do I feel in alignment? Do I do all of these things? Etc, etc. And like, I'll be honest, like, you know, some of them I generally didn't do. So I thought, right, just like my dream man list, I need to become this list. If I want to be a magnet to that and attract this type of friend, I need to be this type of friend as well. I need to be that vibration to attract that vibration to me. So I spent a lot of time like self-developing, you know, becoming the person I wanted to be, the friend, the dream partner, all of this. Like, I had to become that list. I had to become what I wanted to attract. And that was a deeply healing time for me, to finally learn to love myself, to finally learn to think, you are a good person. Like, this is how I want to be and how I've always wanted to be, but I've not known how to be, if that makes sense. So that was my first step. And really, again, it was about being grateful for the friendships I had. So even when I was like at my absolute aloneness, I had my parents, I had my family, so I was really grateful for them. And then it extended of when I created these online friendships, I was really grateful for my online friendships and being able to connect with people all around the world. And I have made such incredible friendships that I still have today through online groups, through even like law of attraction hashtags, through a pencil case, even with my friend Emma from Canada, who I love to pieces and was such a pivotal part of my journey. And just all these ways that the universe brought me to just people I've never even met. And this is before the physical friends came into my life who I see and spend time with in my local area. So really, I turned that lack into appreciation. That's what I did there. I turned to that lack of feeling lonely in my physical life in my local area and thought, right, spend time with your friends, spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones, of who people are, like the people who are there. And then, you know that you have these amazing people online as well to support you. So if you are like, how on earth do I go and meet these people? Start online. It may seem cheesy. It may even seem like, well, that's not a real friendship, but I've made amazing friendships over the years online. People I then go on to meet and be best friends with, and people who I still have never met but are deeply good friends. So I still think there is a lot of goodness within that and good things that can come from that for sure. So for instance, like, I've got a free law of attraction support group. Very often people in there post and say like, does anybody want like a spiritual buddy? Does anybody want to like connect? Like, please come over and please introduce yourself and ask for that, because there are like 6,500, nearly 7,000 members in that. Like, people want to have those connections and have a spiritual buddy and talk about these things, talk about it with me, etc. So like, please come on over and, you know, do that, interact with these, make friends, because there are so many like-minded people there who are high vibe, just like me, who all follow my work. So of course you're gonna like be in alignment to it, and you know, who want to connect with other people. And I know that my story is not unique. I know there are so many people out there who feel exactly the way I do, who were, you know, removed toxic people from their life or had to remove everybody from their life, and who then don't have those like in-person strong connections or friendships. Like, they can feel quite isolated. So that may not be your case. You may have some friends, and I definitely had like one good friend who has stayed with me through, I think, 7 or 8 years of my life. So my good friend Annie, like, you know, she was there all along, but because she moved like about an hour and a half away from me, it was really hard for us to see each other regularly. But we definitely saw each other like once a month, as much as we could. So I definitely had like at least one friend for sure. The rest were definitely, you know, like online friendships. And obviously, like, Annie at that time wasn't really open to all of this as well, so it was kind of hard to have those spiritual conversations, etc. It was more easier to have those like mental health and well-being conversations with her. So I know what it's like, and for me, like, having those online friendships to start off with was so important, so important. And I'm sorry the lighting keeps changing. It's just such like a cloudy, sunny, rainy day that like I can see this video is changing multiple times, but hopefully you're still with me. So after that, I just started like really putting that attention out there for opportunities to meet more like-minded people to come to me. So for instance, like very early on in my spiritual journey, I then sort of like put out a status on Facebook like, has anybody heard of the law of attraction before? Like, do you have any books? And I obviously expected nobody to reply. And then Selena, my old friend from school, replied and was like, yes, you need to read The Secret, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. So I started talking to Selena. I was like, oh, you know, it's so great to hear from you. Like, we hadn't spoken in years. And you know, from that, we then started talking about spirituality. She obviously told me she was pregnant, which was really exciting. And she said, you know, I'm coming back down to Dorset. She lived in Ashford with her partner at the time. She said, I'm coming back down to Dorset, you know, it'd be great to catch up. So we caught up, and then what ended up happening was Bella, well, I won't spoil it, but her daughter Bella, when she was pregnant, basically like she went through some health conditions, meaning that she had to actually stay here in Dorset. So me and Selena then started spending tons of time together, because we loved that both of us loved spirituality. We loved that, you know, we were reconnecting and that we had each other when there wasn't a lot of like-minded people around us. And long story short, you know, Selena is my closest friend here, and literally I'm the godmum to Bella, her daughter, and you know, Chris and Selena are my greatest friends. Like, not only, you know, she brought her partner into my life as well. So that was like the first like spiritual high vibe friendship that came to me, really, from my old school friend. Like, I've known Selena since I was 10, and like, you know, just our lives drifted apart. We moved to different areas, like stuff happened, and then we came back together through the law of attraction. So it was amazing that that Facebook status has created like the greatest friendship I've ever had, really. Then like from that, it was really like a snowball effect of, I just kept setting that attention of, okay, like obviously Selena's here, that means there are like-minded people locally. So I would be invited to like business events, and then I reconnected with my friend Charlie from school also. Like, and I wouldn't say she's like spiritual, but she's definitely open to stuff because she's my friend. Like, she has to be, and I think she gets it deep down, but I don't think she would come out and say I'm spiritual. So I then started like reconnecting with Charlie through business events, and now we're really good friends again, and we hadn't kind of spoken for a few years. So all of these people like started coming back in, whether they were past friendships, new friendships. It just, the ball started rolling as such. And then I got invited to more business events, and then met a lot of people who I really liked in Poundbury. And then I had more people who were really close to me as well, who run businesses, were positive minded. Although not spiritual, positive minded was the key thing here. So again, I just started vibing with more and more people and thinking, these are my people, like these are good. And although maybe not all of those friendships have stayed, you know, I think as I've evolved naturally friendships do drift apart and stuff. Like the key ones have stayed, and I just always feel so able to be myself around them. I'm able to really rely on them and open up to them, which again is something I didn't really have, and know that I am supported 100% and that I support them 100% as well. And it's just nice to feel inspired, uplifted and happy, and just have that positivity. When you see each other, you uplift each other. If one of you's having a shit day, you lift the other one up and you help each other, and you can learn together, learn spiritual stuff, do spiritual stuff together, and they get you. You don't have to hide, you don't have to like dull yourself down, you can just be yourself. And that's what definitely was on my list of like being able to be my true self. So yeah, like over the last 4 years, you know, amazing friendships have come into my life. Natalia, for instance, one of my other really good friends, like she was actually a follower of mine, and we just got talking one day and realized like, oh my god, like we're really similar, and she's one of my closest friends. Although I've never met her, one of my closest friends. And then Hannah came into my life randomly at the writer's workshop that I went to 2 years ago. And again, complete fluke that she was sat in front of me, and we then didn't actually speak for 6 months after that workshop. And then I was like, okay, this person keeps pestering me on Instagram, like who is this person? And then we just had one conversation and the rest is history. Again, like, you know, a sister to me. So the universe brought all of these things in through various situations, various events, various things that I had to put myself in to meet these people. And when I went to these business events, when I went to the writer's workshop, I didn't necessarily expect to meet friends. I just sort of thought, I want to go to this for me, for my spirituality, and business, obviously for the business ones. And there was like-minded people who naturally I was gravitated towards. So you've got to put yourself in the situations. And like, although I didn't like go out to classes and expect to meet people, just in my natural happy habitats of where I needed to be, I met the right people, past and new friends as well, which was amazing. So what I would really say is like, evaluate your relationships. Look at what friendships you have right now, should I say, or I say relationships, you know what I mean. So friendships, relationships, whatever. Look at them and think, right, does this person add positivity to my life? Do they add to my life or detract from my life? And if you meet up with someone and you feel negative, you feel drained, or you just think like, this is not serving my highest good, don't be afraid to put yourself first. Don't be afraid to have boundaries. Don't be afraid to choose what is for your highest good, because I had to be really freaking brave, and it blew up in my face. Like, from peacefully walking away, it blew up in my face massively, and I had to then deal with the hurt of that as well, of like all of these people I thought were good people and like my friends did that for no reason. And then I had to deal with that, the breakup, spiritual awakening, healing my depression, and then I still had to have that hope of there are good people out there who will be more aligned to you. So it's like, as I aligned myself and like raised my vibration, did my work, and like became a better person for myself, my energy attracted the right people in. And that's all it is at the end of the day, energy. So it's having healthy boundaries, absolutely, and I still have to have healthy boundaries massively. There have been people who have come into my life who have, again, tried to use me, tried to sabotage me, been negative, not been a great influence, or turned out not to be as good as I thought they were. And again, it's having the strength and courage to say, no, not for me. And again, it wasn't what was my highest purpose of, again, I thought, right, next, thank you, next. Like, not for me, not what I wanted. And again, it's just having that strength and having that continuous confidence and strength and boundaries of saying like, if this person isn't for my highest good, no. And the universe will remove them anyway, but just like, no. But you have to make that conscious choice of wanting better and choosing better. So write that list of everything you want in your dream friendships, your high vibe friendships, and then become that list, and then put yourself in situations where you can meet these people. So for instance, like, could you take up a yoga class? Could you go to a spiritual event, maybe like a psychic evening or something where there is spiritual people, where they habitat, a festival, an event? Come to my Spiritual Queen event in London. There's going to be 50 spiritual people right in a room, and it was amazing last year to see so many people come by themselves, which like I would even be scared to do myself, but so many people, women, came by themselves and created amazing friendships, which I still see going on in my group today. And that makes me really happy that from bringing people together, you know, they found their spiritual friendships, they found their high vibe tribes. So find spiritual events, come along to my summit in February in London, you know, go to spiritual events, go to your favorite teachers or authors events. There's going to be tons of spiritual people there. Like, find out local things in your local area. I did that as well. Although I didn't necessarily meet people that were necessarily my age, I met good connections who I kind of like either went to Reiki with or did other stuff with. So, you know, even that was beneficial in itself. So go to classes, find out things, try new hobbies, put yourself in the place where these people hang out at. Like, you know, and you may not necessarily like spark off your best friendships, but equally, like I said, a connection is a connection, and they may say, hey, like, come out with me and my friends, like, we're all spiritual. And then you never know who you could meet. One person can lead you to another and a great friendship could be formed. So you have got to do that action, and that action was being brave enough for me, which definitely I used to be scared of, was like going to things by myself. So like business events, meetings where I knew nobody, and be like, hi. Like, that put me out of my comfort zone, but that is where I met every single one of my really good friends, when I like opened up and like trusted that person, vibed to that person, and put myself in those positions to meet them as well. So really there's a whole array of how you can meet people, how you can attract those high vibe friendships, but definitely my top tip is what you put out you attract. So you've got to be everything on your dream high vibe friendship list, but equally as well, you've got to take that inspired action. They're not just going to come and knock on your door. You've got to put yourself in the places to meet these people and have fun. When you're having fun, your energy is like going to attract that. So by having fun, by like doing new activities, going to cool events, like things you've always wanted to do, even if it is by yourself, you're going to meet people, because there'll be other people sat there by themselves. Again, at my Spiritual Queen retreat as well, it was great to see so many local people, but equally people who had travelled far and connected with people and vibed with people as well. And they were all adding each other on Facebook, which really like made me happy. And again, you just don't know where you can meet those people. So let your energy attract it in as well. Set that intention. Have boundaries, because this is a lot of the thing where the choice comes in of, if you want better, you have to choose better. So having healthy boundaries is good. Saying no to toxic relationships and friendships as well is important, and saying like, is this actually serving my highest good, this friendship? If it's a hell no, you know what to do. You know what to do. I can't tell you what to do. You know, listen to your intuition, listen to what is going to serve your highest good. So I hope this video has helped you guys. Please let me know how you get on, and please let us know as well how you manifest your high vibe friendships, because this is just my personal experience. This is what I recommend. This is what I do, but it would be great for you to share what you've done as well to help even more people. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Make sure, like I said, to join my Law of Attraction Facebook group. Is completely free. Connect with people, chat with people, interact. This is a great place where you can find a spiritual accountability buddy, find someone who's into what you're into, and you can support one another, even if those physical relationships haven't manifested yet. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all, and I've got a really exciting announcement video next week, so make sure to tune in for that. You will not want to miss it, and actually it is very much on the theme of community, spiritual queens, and meeting other people. So tune in for that if this video has resonated with you and you want to meet more like-minded people. But I wish you so much luck with manifesting your high vibe friendships. I know you will. You've got this, and follow the tips that I have given in this video, and I am certain it will work a treat. I hope you have a fantastic week, whatever you are up to, and I'm sending you all lots of love, and I will see you next week for a very exciting video. Lots of love guys.